Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cat's Cottage. I'm out here this morning, pretty windy, too windy to make a little fire. I did pick me 2 more peppers. Me and my husband, we like to eat these with, everything in a side of a plate or with a sandwich or something like that. But they're not hot, they're just salad peppers. And I definitely like buying them in the store when I find a jar of them. So I might end up making me a jar of those and refrigerate, But anyway, I want to show y'all something before it gets cold. Now, I don't know if you can see any steam still coming out of it, but excuse me. This is a remedy, a prevention from my husband's grandfather. Now, he did this every morning, and I've started doing it now, and I think I feel better. It's hot water, just hot water. Don't put nothing in it, just hot water. And because this jar is square, I'm gonna have to kind of sip it at the corner or it'll just come out on me. But I can feel that go all the way down, all the way. It feels like it goes through my back, all the way, it just feels good. It feels really good. So just try this and see. First thing in the morning, not any time of the day. First thing in the morning, before you drink your coffee, before you eat. Don't use it while you eat. It's not something that goes with food. This is a thing to do early in the morning before anything goes in your mouth. Oh, it feels good. And it's got to be hot enough that you can sip it. Kind of like a hot chocolate would be. You could take, people like they don't like their coffee as hot as they do hot chocolate for some reason, but hot, as much as you can take. Push the limit. As much as you can. Oh, there it goes. Seems like it goes all the way into my shoulders. It feels just good. Just try it one time and see. Okay, well, I'm gonna put that down because I've already had it. Now, I only fill this up a little bit. It's about like a half cup. If I'm kind of sick, I might drink a whole big glass of it. But I hadn't been sick since I started this, and this is really good. I think it's been helping my stomach. I don't know. Some of you can try it out, or maybe you already do it. And I mean, I knew about it. My husband been telling me. My grandpa every morning, nonstop. You couldn't change his mind or anything. And he drank a glass of hot water, not coffee first, hot water. So, but anyway, it's just a thought. I thought I might tell y'all about remedies that I was told as a child, and I did use on some of my children. So I thought I'd bring one up, and I don't know what I call it, maybe Mama's Cure or something, I don't know. But I started listing them down, and what brought it to my attention was I went to a carport sale and a lady was really struggling with something. And I said, she was talking about how she needed to go to specialists and all that. And her mother was there telling her, oh, go to specialists and get that taken care of. And yeah, do, if that's what you want to do. And I told her, I said, my mama told me this, and blah, blah, blah. She about fell out. And she said, oh my gosh. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Do you eat lemons? Do you use lemon? Oh yeah, I use it all the time. And so do I. I use it all the time. I said, well, stop a while. Stop a while and see if that starts correcting it and start using this. Um, and I always do those things even though they may have no medical power to them at all, but they're comforting to know this is what Mama said. So anyway, this is my first one, the hot water. This is from my husband's grandpa, and that's what he did. Get it as hot as you can stand to sip it, and sip it all. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop on that. I'll get my other cup of coffee over here before it goes hot, cold, I mean, see? Got my owl, and it's still real hot. Besides, I've already drank my jar of hot water. Well, this is still pretty hot here. Anyway, come out here. Took a look. My greenhouse still looks good. Yesterday I came in and I searched around for anything that might be dry, and I hit it, but it looks like I need to go again. I've got a tomato here. It's drooping a little bit. I'm gonna switch y'all around and let y'all look in my greenhouse. I know I let y'all look in my greenhouse every day. But it was a job putting this stuff in here. It's a job with this. There we go. Now here's my tomato that's a little droopy. It needs more water. And I go in and check leaves. You know, some leaves die back. I understand they're getting less light and not getting the rainwater. And I do bring in the pond water. And, you know, I could use another greenhouse. I really could. I could use another one just like it, but I'm not sure how to put them together. I wouldn't want to run 2 heaters out here. But, anyway, I'm proud of this one. This is going on my 1, 2, 3. This might be my 3rd or 4th year with this one. And I've already, the zipper on one side already broke. And I ain't gonna say who did it. But anyway, that zipper on that side is not working. But I'll have to clip it together and probably put some Visqueen around this. I thought about getting me some hay bales and put on the sides too. That brings in heat. So, but anyway, that's what I do there. And let me bring it back around here. And I've already fed my birds, and they're over there. Y'all can hear the wind, I think. I got my foot on this camera stick so it don't go anywhere. It wants to blow over. And if y'all recall, I cut up a lot of vegetables and put the peelings and all the peelings that weren't going to be ate into a pot and boil them to make vegetable broth. And I've got that in the refrigerator for when I need it. I can use it for anything. I just take a little bit of it, and, you know, anything you cook. It's very good, got good high vitamins in it. And let's see, what else did I do yesterday? Oh, my husband had a fit. He wouldn't stop eating. I couldn't even, he'd hurt me if I'd took his plate away with that eggplant and bell pepper. Yeah, it was pretty good. And the sauce, I didn't make the sauce. It was that Bracilla in a jar. It has no sugar. It's real natural. I had some of that, and that's all I used was a whole quart jar of that. I do know how to make sauce without, you know, I don't have to buy it. But I do buy it because it's just me and him. But anyway, what else can I talk about? I really hate about, like I've said, I hate about those people in their homes, uh, torn up like that. Just everything just looked like somebody took a grinder over the top of the houses. And you can just imagine, just walk into your house and look at everything that got in there, and that's going to be scattered to Timbuktu. And just, and they come back and they dig through it, hoping to find maybe family photos and maybe even their jewelry. Their, you know, I had a friend where her house flooded up all the way up, about 4 feet in there, and it drained off. And she, her beautiful furniture she had, but the furniture collapses in the water because it's put together with pieces. It's not a solid wood; it's put together with little pieces, and the furniture just gave way and collapsed. And of course, your sofa and all that. And I remember. Now, when I was a kid, we went through a hurricane, and we were in the attic, and we didn't have any furniture worth worrying about. It was just furniture thrown together. My daddy was a carpenter, but he just threw furniture together for 8 kids. And I know what that's like. It's real frightening, but we didn't lose anything. My mother took what she wanted up into the attic, and really where we lived there on the coast of Texas, you couldn't keep anything anyhow if you didn't even have a storm. Everything molds over. I can remember my mother kept her shoes on, rack behind the door, and all of her shoes, even my daddy's, they would mold over green. And fast. She couldn't keep anything. Her clothes went black moldy. She couldn't keep. Only thing she could really keep was just some things that she wore, a couple of changes of clothes, and that's all. She couldn't keep a coat in there for the winter, and they didn't have the Salvation Army back then. They didn't have anything. Around the 70s was when they started having carport sales. And these big stores tried to block all that, but it didn't succeed. There's too many of us. And you could go, I can remember when I used to work for gotta put my foot on this camera. I used to work for the sheriff's department. And so when I went for my interview to get hired, I went to a carport sale and bought a couple of suits, ladies' suits, and that got me hired. They weren't going to hire me for, wearing this kind of thing. They wanted, you had to look really nice, you had to have your hair really neat, and you had to look like you had some sense about you. And yeah, I bought me a couple of suits, and that was early on. I got hired in 80, and they had carport sales then, and I found, I was a size 10, and that was lucky. And I found a couple of suits, and I wore those to the class. They make you go through a class in the interviews. I wore that. And then they had you had to do a test, see how strong you were and how your agility and all that. See if you were sickly. Was pretty strict back then. Now they dropped all that, but I can remember wearing these shorts and this t-shirt that said something negative. And boy, I was stupid to wear that, but they still hired me. I was already hired. Anyway, they forgot about the t-shirt when I ran, and I outran everybody, and I had to wait I would wait. I waited halfway, waiting on people to catch up to me, and then I went on. I thought I was making. I kind of thought I was making a mistake, outrunning everybody. You know, all them guys and everything be mad at me. But anyway, I ran a mile in like 7:01, and it wasn't like I was on a heavy training either. I ran a few times around my neighborhood to see if I could run, and it was fine. I didn't time myself or anything, and I didn't really so much time myself on that run. I just ran it, and halfway I thought, well, you know, they're way behind me. That everybody's gonna be mad, so I stood there and waited. Probably waited at least a half minute on them, and then I ran on in and beat them all. So I guess, and that department wasn't about if you could run fast. They wanted you to be able to run, you know. So they overlooked the shirt, I guess, because I could run fast. And you know, these women that was writing up my scores and all that. How'd you run so fast? How'd you do this? How'd you, you know, they're looking to see if somehow I cheated, but no, I was just a good runner. And the sit-ups, to those, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. But anyway, how did I get off on that stuff? But I'm just glad I'm away from there. I'm away from that, and didn't like my career in that either. But anyway, I wish I hadn't started talking about that. I don't like to talk about that because it's just bringing back memories and things. But anyway, it's an overcast day, and I hope this tornado stuff goes away, and the hurricane, go away, you know. But, and somebody asked me, I know who asked me, but I was asked, why do Southerners seem to like vegetables? It's not just Southerners. All the people that I watch are usually, they're east, they're west, they're up north. You know, I watch these shows before I start doing my own, and mine is really not about definite gardening. It's about an older lady, retired, doing what she wants, and which is not much anything. But anyway, no, it's not just Southerners that like vegetables. Now, I do recall that you grow vegetables to feed your family. You grow vegetables, and not everybody was raised like I was. Some people were raised in the city. Some people were raised with money. And those of us that didn't might have grew vegetables to help feed the family. And fresh vegetables taste better than those in the store. Those in the store are picked green. They're shipped. Some of them, now I understand, they put certain chemicals on them to keep them in that shape. They gas them and do whatever, I don't know, whatever they do. But yeah, it just tastes better. And don't tell me you don't have a green thumb. Everybody can put a plant in a pot. This is the pot right here. It's just a big pot. And I got it because my back is bad. So I got a big pot that went up high. And, you know, I couldn't get anybody to build me one. I couldn't get anybody to help me bring one up. So I saw one on the internet, which costs more probably than making one out of wood. But anyway, that's what this is about. This is where I can grow vegetables and have something to eat. Now last night was a lot of fun. Me and my husband both enjoyed those eggplants and that bell pepper stuffed with meat, you know, with sauce over it. That was really sharp. Cheese on the top. Yeah, you can do that with store-bought stuff, and I have. But fresh vegetables are wonderful. Fresh lettuce, fresh beans. Oh my goodness. One year out here, and I did it in a tub, plastic tubs. Oh, leave those things alone. Anyway, I planted beans, and the ones I planted was called rattlesnake. And it's kind of funny, the bean looked like it had a rattlesnake print on it. I guess that's what it was about. But those are the best tasting things. Best tasting things. Now, I filled my whole backyard up with big plastic tubs. Draining holes all over it, underneath, on the sides, everything, you know, to drain. Good topsoil, good compost. Just, you know, worked my tail off on them things. And what would happen is, when it rained, they would compact down. And they'd compact down. The plant was up here, but when it got to that, it didn't like it. And this underneath here was killing the plants. Killing the plants. And the more holes I put in it, didn't work. Each time it drained, and then the hole would fill up. And it was a mess. I didn't get I got vegetables, yes I did, but I didn't get as many as I would have if I had just really dropped them down in the dirt. But these tubs here, they work good because these are 32-inch high, and halfway is not soil where it can compact. Where it can compact and make a mess and make I forget what it's called now, where the water packs down the soil and it rots your plants, or it puts out poison to your plants, and they won't grow. They'll grow, but they won't grow as well. Anyway, mine is, I got it cut in half, and I started out with these, putting cut logs down in there. I put logs. And now this go round, I didn't put, let's see if I think I put logs, no. One of them I might have put the logs back because I just didn't have enough. But I took those tubs that were out there, and I took them and I flipped them and I put them in these, upside down. The sun's come up now. Upside down. So that cut this thing in half, and my composting is up this high. I use compost and soil. I use the soil from the yard, and I use the soil from the compost. But I don't use that solid bag soil because it's dead. You know, it's dead. But anyway, that's what these are full of. This is down below here is plastic tubs that I had back there. And you know, I don't know about y'all buying them plastic tubs, but they are expensive. Now I have 2 over here, and I use them as worm beds. I have worms in there, and I feed the worms. That's another story. And then I have one over here, on the other side over there, and I put some compost in it, and tomatoes come up. Just tons of tomatoes came up from my compost, and they're in that tub. But I don't recommend buying those plastic storage tubs to plant in. I just don't. They don't drain. It doesn't matter how many holes you put in it. You can slit it open there, and it just, as soon as the water hits it, it compacts again, and it won't drain. And I don't recommend. They didn't work for me anyway. I don't have that dry weather of California. I watched Robbie. This sun's got me, and that's where I first got the idea of those. Well, that don't look good. That's where I got that first idea of those tubs, was from her. And I thought, okay. And I had gotten from my neighbor, she threw away a whole bunch of these plastic chairs. And I thought, okay, man, this is great. I'll take the chairs, and I'll sit one on each side like that. And I'll put the tub there. And I had them back there. I must have had Gosh almighty, I must have had 50 tubs back there. And it don't work here. This is West Tennessee. It don't work here. We get too much rain, and she doesn't get the rain I get, you know. So that didn't work for me. But these here, these drain off. These are those Virgo tubs. I bought 3. I'd like to have one more, maybe to put over there. Tall though, not the little low thing. That's too much. I can't bend over. My back will lock up. I have 2 ruptured discs back there, and so I mean, it'll just put me out of commission if I go bending over. That's why I don't garden so much in the dirt. But my air conditioner just came on. But yeah, I'd like to put one over there, the big one, you know, the tall. I'm excited about planting vegetables. I need to because my grocery bill is unbelievable. But anyhow, it looks like the wind has picked up. I don't know what's going to happen today, what kind of weather we're going to have. I hope that tornado just doesn't visit us here. You know, I hate that it visits anybody, but I am being blinded by the morning sun, and it's just blaring out there. But I'm gonna let y'all go. I've talked too much, just yacked on. I don't usually yak like this, but I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'll get back with you later. I'm fixing some soup out of all those cuttings of stuff I did for to show this lady that wanted to know how to make vegetable broth, and that's the way you do it. Okay, so I enjoy talking to y'all, although I've talked too much, and I'll talk to all y'all later. Bye bye.